This is Fred Beck and I Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store, and today I'm very lucky, joined by Pryoxis. So have you been then, mate? What have you been up to then?
What up, bro? Same old. Recording and playing the game. That's really about it.
So also to kind of day in the life for you, because I believe you kind of do YouTube full time.
Yeah, I do YouTube full time.
So also day in the life for you then, and kind of being a full time YouTuber, also doing a lot of the gaming side of things as well.
Uh, a day of my life. Let's go by today. So basically, I record my videos like after my streams. So like my streams late night, 11, 10 o'clock at night, and then after my record, and then I'll either go to sleep or take a quick nap and then wake up, and then I gotta take my daughter to school, and then once I do that, I go to the gym. And then I come back home, you know what I'm saying, eat, shower, whatever. And then I just chill out until I got to pick my daughter back up from school. And then just be chilling out from there. Ain't too much. Well, that is a bit much, but ain't nothing crazy going on.
Okay, that sounds all right then. And how many kind of YouTube videos do you aim to film in a day? Like two or three?
Uh,
Or
I try to do 2 a day, but if I can get in 3, like I have my kids every other week. So the week I don't have them out, I can go crazy bulk recording. But the weeks I do have them, I usually 2 a day because I
okay,
upload 2 a day. Yeah,
that's still a lot. Uploading one video a day is a lot, but uploading two a day is
yeah.
even more. And since you kind of do you stream on Twitch? Is that where you stream?
Nah. I stream on YouTube,
YouTube. Oh, how come you don't stream on Twitch?
Twitch. I mean, because my base following, like everyone knows me from YouTube. You know what I mean? So there's no point in going to Twitch. And then
Okay.
Twitch viewership with UFC is terrible. It's
Really?
terrible.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, but if you think about it, even the UFC, like the official UFC channel on Twitch, you compare their numbers to their YouTube channel. I mean, it's real leaning towards YouTube side as far as viewership. So I'm not surprised. And not
Okay.
many people care about UFC.
Why do you think that is though? Why do you think that it's kind of got a lower viewership then, lower number of views on the Twitch side of UFC?
You said, what do I think?
Yeah, why do you think it's got such a low amount of views compared to the other games?
I mean, it's kind of a niche community, to be honest. It isn't like a game that's been broadcasted. It doesn't have like a pro league that brings in a whole bunch. Or it has the ESFL, yeah, but it isn't like big sponsors leagues. You know what I mean? Like where they have big websites that's saying, "Yo, this is happening this day." It's really just the community. So when you only have that, and then on top of that, the UFC game being, low viewership or low players overall, it's going to not be that great as far as viewership on Twitch, honestly.
Okay, that's kind of fair enough then. And do you often kind of take clips from a stream and upload them onto your channel, like clips of a few bits?
I mean, if I have like I did it the other day with a fight that I had with Sean O'Malley, I did it, but regularly no. But if I do have like a good fight, then that's worthy of, I feel like okay, this has to be uploaded, then I will do that, yeah.
Okay. And have so just going obviously me off the Twitch side of things and going to YouTube. How did you originally get started on kind of the YouTube platform? So I went back like all your old videos. Maybe you've been around on YouTube for quite a long time.
Started on YouTube with I mean, long time ago, but that doesn't really matter. But I had a video, me like when I play Gears of War, I play Claw. So how my fingers look when I hold the controller. But as far as making content, I started out making basically tutorials for UFC 3 because I was kind of like into playing competitively and I was like high level. So I was like, okay, a lot of people probably want to know how I do what I do. And it's not many people that was making tutorials with UFC 3. So I was like, that's an alleyway to get my foot in the door as far as, becoming a YouTuber. So I went the tutorial route and then started doing like fighter showcases and stuff like that. But if you go back and look at my views, most of my views, like as far as the higher viewership videos, is tutorials, basically.
And how long was it for you? How many subscribers did you kind of have until you be able to do YouTube full time?
Well, I started YouTube full time at the beginning of last year, base like it's around this time last year, and I want to say, what did I have last year? Like 18K, something like that, something around there.
Well, you've had massive growth then, because you're on what,
Yeah,
65,000?
not 55. I think
55,000, yeah.
55. Yeah. It's actually crazy, especially on UFC 4. You know what I mean? So
And wait till Esports Boxing Club comes out and the views will go even
yes,
higher.
yes. And that. What's crazy is Esports Boxing Club. And I'm not gonna lie, unless that game like goes crazy as far as like a pro league, I could see the Twitch scene on that falling as well. I know it's hard to say. I don't get me wrong, you're gonna have your diehards on there that's gonna watch it because it's boxing, but it ain't Warzone. You know what I mean? Like everyone loves Warzone, the shooter. Not everyone loves boxing. So you're gonna have your diehard viewers on it, but I feel like it's going to fade, but YouTube, it's going to explode. Honestly, I think Esports Boxing Club, as far as content creators or guys that are already making content on it, it's going to go crazy.
Yeah, certainly will. And what do you use to stream? Do you use Streamlabs? Or is it because you have kind of your camera in the corner, then you have the video game on the middle screen? What do you use
Hold
to
on.
stream? What app do you use?
Yeah, I mean, I got a Elgato. What is it? 4K, something like that, 4K Pro, something like that. And then I got a Logitech, like a separate webcam. And yeah, I mean that's really about it.
You just kind of need the little webcam, the lighting, and microphone, and then kind of all set to go. But what do you kind of expectations for Esports Boxing Club? Because there's a lot of hype behind it. We haven't heard anything in a while.
We'll see. I don't keep my expectations high as far as video games nowadays because honestly, like video games have faded, and maybe it's just me or us growing out of video games. But it's like I feel like the games aren't complete, but I mean they are bigger games, more technology going into them. But my expectations with Esports Boxing Club, I mean, I'm going to run with what they say due to the connection between the community and the developers. Now they do need to drop some more gameplay. I'll say that. But as far as expectations, I don't know. I'm going off of what they tell us. So sim based, if it's going to be sim, I really want sim. Obviously, you can't make a 100% perfect sim because one punch KOs happen out of nowhere. But I mean, a balance over sim. I'll say that first. You want a balanced game and then sim right behind it. And then, I mean, the ability to outsmart and actually feel like you're outboxing somebody, but it's virtually is definitely the feel that I want.
Yeah, certainly. That would be quite a nice thing to have. And what fighters are you going to use first in the game? Because they definitely got a massive roster on it.
Caleb Plant, bro.
Really? Yeah.
Caleb Plant is actually, from where I'm from, Nashville. So I'm definitely going to be the best Caleb Plant player out there, bro. Trust.
So you can do the rematch of him and Canelo basically then.
Yeah. What's his name? I know Study's a big fan of Canelo. And I know he's gonna be using Canelo like crazy, but it's gonna be Canelo's everywhere, honestly. It's
Yeah,
definitely gonna be
he's the
Canelo's
main guy.
everywhere.
He'll probably be. Do you think he'll be on the front cover of the game?
If they don't get Floyd, yeah. I mean, who else would it be? Tyson Fury? Nah. Definitely. I mean, Canelo's the face of boxing right now. You don't put him on the cover, you're crazy.
Maybe they might
Honestly.
put multiple fighters on the cover with
They
some
could do
belts.
that too. They could do fighters from different regions. True. Like Mexico or US fighter. Yada yada yada.
And do you think Floyd, you just mentioned there, do you think Floyd Mayweather will be in the game? Do you think they'll ever get around to him?
I don't know, bro. It you can't guess with Floyd because you don't know. What has he been in one boxing game before? Like
He's been
officially
in
in
one
one
boxing
boxing.
game. I remember Jeff saying he's been in one boxing game. It was a very long time
Yeah,
ago.
it was a long time ago. And I could see him being in the game, but the thing is, even if he's not, they have a fighter or boxer creator. So he's gonna be in the game. Now, thing is, if it becomes a pro league, I doubt you're gonna be able to use a Floyd calf, but who knows, honestly.
You know, some guys are going to spend like 24 hours straight trying to make the perfect Floyd Mayweather,
Yes.
and then you'll be able to buy him in the thing. So it'll be all right. They'll probably make as perfect possible, or as exact as possible. Just a few more points on Esports Boxing Club. What are your kind of expectations for career mode? Because that's something that they haven't touched too much on. But there's a lot of hype
Mhm.
behind it.
I mean, from what I've seen, Karimo looks good. He was able. I know that they showed you walking around the gym and being able to pick your trainer. And I hope they go deep because I ain't gonna lie, Fight Night Champion career mode was actually hella fun, but it wasn't super complex. It was real. Okay, you do this fight, cutscene, do this fight, cutscene. And that was cool. But if Esports Boxing Club, I'm not gonna say copy that, but they can do, a story mode, but also you can get more into it. Even as far as like maybe you can do your own cuts, like Fight Night Round 3, how you have to like your cuts and your swelling, you have to push them down and you have to, something like that. And training, go deeper into training. Something that I wish would have happened in UFC 4, where you actually have to go into, certain dojos. Now it's different with boxing. It's just a boxing gym, but with mixed martial arts, it's a jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai. But like it'd be more complex, even as far as it could be like online. Like there's an online open world type thing where you could train with somebody else, even if they're not in your weight class, you could train with somebody else, in a certain gym.
So it's
Would be
kind of like in NBA, 2K, you got like a neighborhood, something like that. That'd be really cool.
yes. But I mean, that's kind of career mode, but kind of not. But a career mode, basically, they going in depth and also giving a story, because a lot of career modes get repetitive real fast. So something complex.
And what are your thoughts on? So Sonny Edwards put about tweet about this a while back. You know, saying that you can do any fighter in any weight division. So you're gonna have Sonny Edwards, who's what, flyweight, and you have Tyson Fury, who's a heavyweight. I mean, as a YouTuber like yourself, that's gonna be quite an entertaining video, don't you think?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be entertaining. I remember Ricky J did. I don't know. I seen, maybe it was clickbait, but it was like Tyson Fury. His arm was like stretched all the way across the octagon. It looked funny, but like if you're using somebody that's, let's say, what, 135, and you're going against somebody, well, 137, whichever it may be, and you're going against a heavyweight, bro, you're gonna look like a miniature person in there, and it'll be funny because it'll be real, like funny watching somebody that little get a knockout. Videos like that seem to go insane on YouTube as far as viewership. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. At the end of the day, if it's not this competitive, what I'm saying, aspect to that game mode or whatever it may be, then why not?
I think in UFC you're able to kind of put a controller down and watch two fighters fight it out without actually controlling one of them. Is there a name for that at all?
Uh, I couldn't tell off the top of my head, honestly. I mean, I'd say AI versus AI, but I don't think that's the name for it.
Well, there we go. AI versus AI. Do you think you'll be able to do that in Esports Boxing Club? Because then you can have to make so many fights, which you're not. You can just record it and upload it, couldn't you? Do you think that'll be an option?
I mean, yeah, I think that would be a smart idea for somebody that wants to make content. This could actually help somebody out. Let's say their whole channel is based around sim fighting with pro boxers, and that's how they upload. They don't even have to do a fight. They just sim fights, put the bots versus the bots. That'd be a pretty smart idea for somebody. It would be easy content to make because technically you don't have to go in and play. You just basically make them fight and you record it. Be a pretty smart idea.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. But then I remember then Ryan Rhodes saying that the game. I remember Ryan Rhodes saying that it's going to be on PC first, and then Xbox and PlayStation. Do you think that'll still be the case, or do you think it will be on all consoles immediately? Because I don't have a PC, I'll have to be waiting.
Yeah, I honestly think if they drop a beta, and I'm starting to think they're not going to, because I wish they would, due to the like, you want to have some sort of base to touch on with players. Like, okay, this is what we need to work on, instead of trying to release the perfect game and then you release it and it still has bro. It's 2022. When you release your game, there's a high probability that it's going to be some sort of problem in there. I don't care how much your game developers test it. Once it releases and millions of people buy it, or hundreds of thousands of people buy it, there's going to be a flaw in the game that you guys didn't see. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, I think it's gonna, with how much funding they're getting from all these different whatever it may be, I think it's gonna release on all three at the same time.
And when do you think it's going to release then? By the end of the year? Because I remember Ryan Rose is always saying it's going to be the end of 2021, but now it's 2022. When do you think it's going to be?
Honestly, completely honest, bro, I don't think the game's gonna be finished until like springtime next year, bro. Like, I'm going that far, bro, because I just don't feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but we haven't seen enough, and they're really working on this game. And when you think of game development, think of how long it actually takes to develop a video game, especially from scratch. Not like, okay, UFC 4 will work off of UFC 4, work on the UFC 3, you know, or UFC 3 going into 4. This is a complete new boxing game, and yeah, I can definitely see it taking a whole nother year for development. And on top of that, with their expectations with themselves, yeah, I could see spring next year, bro.
And one thing that's really good about Steel City Interactive and Esports Boston Clubs, they listen to all the supporters, all they've got to say in
Yes,
Discord and what they say online. That's one thing that lots of video games companies don't do, isn't it? They don't really listen to the people who are going to buy the game. But Esports Boston Club has certainly managed to do that.
exactly. And I really don't get why game developers don't do that. Don't get me wrong. Some games like story mode games, the developers don't have to really be too in touch with, with the community. But if it's a multiplayer, you know, community based game, UFC specifically, or, Call of Duty, you want your developers to be involved with the community. You don't just release the game and then you just go back and chill. Like, no, you want to be involved and see feedback, you know what I'm saying, what people are saying, because at the end of the day, the people that play the game the most are going to, eventually know more about the game than the actual developers. Don't get me wrong, developers have the cheat sheet, they got everything written down or whatever, but experience matters. You know what I'm saying? So a game developer for UFC 4 honestly could not tell, and not even me, Romero, nothing. Like, Romero probably knows more about UFC 4 than most of the developers. So you want to listen to those guys when it comes to, the pro league or high level players, or people that have spent hours on hours on hours on days playing the game.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's one thing they do really well is kind of listen to what people got to say. And it makes sense, isn't it?
Yes.
No one's going to buy the game. Might as well listen to them and make it even better. But just one more point. When all the dust settles and the game's released and it's been out for a few months, who do you think the kind of the best YouTuber will be? You got Concept Reese, Studdy, Boxing Fanatico, King Juice, Coach's Corner, yourself, of course, Rookie J Sports. Who else? Who do you think will be number one? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Me, bro. Bro, listen. I'm gonna explain why, bro. I will have, when that game releases, because I'm a full-time bro, I'm going to be living on that game, bro. Like, a lot of these guys have businesses to run. They got, I'm saying, 9 to 5s. I'm going to live on Esports Boxing Club once it releases, bro. Like, unless UFC drops right with Esports Boxing Club or something, I'm literally going to be living on that game, bro. Like, because I'm a competitive player, it'd be wrong for me to even say any of those guys will be better than me, respectfully. So, nah, bro.
Who do you think will be second best then? Who do you think will be the second best, third best, fourth best?
Okay, so who we got? You said I don't know too much about Concept Reese. I don't know too much, but I do know he's pretty good.
Boxing Fanatico, Edward, he's quite good though, isn't he?
Yeah, Boxing Fanatico, and he's real. He got a lot like mental. But the thing is, before I do make the list, being able to know it all doesn't mean you can do it all. I mean, boxing, don't get me wrong, but Boxing Fanatico is definitely a problem in Fight Night Champion. But this is a Fight Night Champion. You know what I mean? It's a whole different game. So with his knowledge, I'm gonna put him third. Second, I'm putting with Dark Side. That man is a damn problem on the sticks, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dark Side second, Boxing Fanatico third, just because Dark Side on the sticks. You know what I mean? Like, you can know it, but again, you gotta actually do it on the sticks. And Dark Side is definitely a problem. Fourth, we'll put Concept Reed fourth. Actually, we'll put Juice. We'll put Juice fourth. Juice ain't gonna like that. We're gonna and we put, because I don't know Concept Reese, we'll put him fifth. But dead last, JMMA. Dead last.
What about Coach's Corner?
I don't know too much about Coach's Corner, but Coach's Corner doesn't he actually do boxing? Or am I tripping?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he's done many games where he's actually playing boxing. He's normally kind of reacting to it and talking about what's going to come out with the game about it.
I believe Coach's Corner actually does boxing. So we'll put him. We'll put him after Juice. So it's 1 is me, 2 is Dark, 3 is Fanatical, 4 is gonna be, what was it? Was it Reese?
Oh no, Reese. You said Reese, I think, yeah.
I'm forgetting Study. I'm gonna put Study behind Fanatico. Yeah, I'm gonna put Study behind Fanatico. No, I'm actually gonna put Study before Fanatico. Because Study knows just as much boxing as Fanatico. I feel like maybe not overall boxers, but Study knows boxing like technique just as much as Fanatico. Maybe he doesn't have the eye that he has, but he knows just as much. So I'll put me, this list, bro. Me, Dark, Study, Fanatico. Ooh, they ain't gonna like this list. Juice, and then Concept Reek and Coach's Corner can go 5th because again, I really don't know too much about those guys. And then I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like if there's a list, if there's a under the list, JMMA goes there, bro. Nah, I'm just playing. That's my boy, but I gotta drag him, bro, because we got this like online rivalry essentially.
I'm gonna tag them all. When I put out on Twitter, I'm gonna tag them all in it.
Please do. Let them know. Pryoxis won't smoke at Esports Boxing Club, bro.
And do you think, since if you know boxing quite well, you watch a lot of boxing, do you think that help you at all in the game, or do you think that won't really matter?
To a certain extent, yeah, because knowledge. Because honestly, when I played UFC 3, a lot of the stuff that I did in UFC 3, I actually did it off of watching boxing videos. So like working the body, fighting in the pocket, a lot of those things I learned from just like looking at YouTube boxing videos, and I tried to implement it into the game. So I don't know, bro. Yeah, but no, because you can learn it, but you got to do it with the controller. So you can know something all day, but you can't execute it. Just like, real life, you got coaches, and most boxing coaches look unfit as hell. But if you go in there and actually box them, chances are you're going to lose, but they're not the best boxers, you know what I mean? Unless they're formerly champions and stuff like that. But a lot of trainers, they know it all, but they're not as great as a boxer would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
No disrespect to them.
Of course. I understand where you're coming from, but we'll have to catch up soon. We'll catch up in the next few months. Hopefully, I can get you. You made a kind of Edward, Boston Mexico, JMMA, Coach's Corner. Do you know them at all?
Yeah. I know them.
I've got them all on. I've got Reese on, Boston Mexico. I've had everyone on actually. Showbiz on. I try and do kind of one big major Zoom. I did it with Boston Mexico, Coach's Corner, Dark Side before, but I try and get loads of them on a Zoom and see how it's probably quite entertaining. Probably see how it goes, but. I'll put your channel link in the description, but where else can we find you social media wise?
Instagram at Pryoxis, Twitter at Pryoxis, and that's really the only thing I'd be on. I'd be on Twitter more than Instagram, honestly, but yeah, at Pryoxis basically.
Awesome. I sure we'll catch up soon then, mate. Thanks for your time.
All right, for sure.